Second Life 2020, will it be the next big metaverse? Second Life is a long-lasting virtual world created by Linden Lab, and people should be concerned about the future of this 20-year-old metaverse. The world's largest technology companies are betting on the metaverse. Meta, previously Facebook, sees a future of virtual and augmented reality for both work and play. Microsoft recently acquired Activision Blizzard and its massive amount of IP as part of its strategy for creating the building blocks of the metaverse. Many people have pointed out that Tech Titan has yet to deliver a metaverse meaningfully. However, the core ideas for today's metaverse push may have been realized in Linden Lab's Second Life project, which is currently experiencing a resurgence. When people talk about the metaverse, they usually mean connected, virtual 3D worlds. Previous products and games have already demonstrated the concepts and virtual activities companies like Meta want their fans to be excited about. Games, 3D creation, virtual gatherings, virtual currencies, and so on. However, this is the only company that has done it as well as Linden Lab with Second Life. So, let's dive into today's video to know more about this and how it will become a big metaverse. Then, stay tuned with MetaGen to know the entire thing. Here we begin! Linden Lab's Second Life has been in operation with millions of active users in self-created virtual worlds, complete with property sales, a virtual goods market, and a functioning economy that self-reported a GDP of around $500 million in 2007. Some Second Life users attempted to earn a living, while others expressed alter egos, held virtual weddings, built dream homes, and lived second lives. Second Life is an example of a centralized authority metaverse. While Second Life was never intended to change people's lives, it does demonstrate many of the concepts present in Meta's metaverse concept, among others. Second Life has created a long-lasting community of millions of people who live together in virtual spaces. Philip Rosedale, the creator of Second Life, returned to the project after experiencing a resurgence during the COVID-19 pandemic. He told CNET that while the metaverse has a place in the world, VR adoption is a separate issue. Rosedale believes that consumers will not want to be blindfolded by a VR headset, which appears to be based on Linden Lab's experience with Project Sansar. Linden Lab's Sansar was ahead of its time. While Facebook was tweaking its Oculus Rift headset in 2014, Linden Lab announced Project Sansar, a next-generation virtual world later named Sansar. It was a major project supported by the late Ebbe Altberg, who had only been the CEO of Linden Lab for 4 months at the time. According to a press release announcing the content creator test in 2015, Altberg wanted to simplify VR experience creation, developing a creative virtual world to which the public gained access in 2017. Ake's Garage from the Ready Player One film adaptation was a popular location in Sansar when it first opened in 2018. However, Linden Lab's vision for VR platforms is far more playful and realistic than Meta or other tech titans suggest today. They were, however, equally forward-thinking. For example, Sansar collaborated with Monstercat, a Canadian electronic music label in mid-2019, to bring live performances to the platform, similar to Fortnite's Marshmallow concert earlier that year. Despite initial excitement, consumer VR technology hype waned in the late 2010s. Even though experts have previously predicted that millions of people will use VR headsets by 2025, VR adoption remains slow. Sansar was ahead of its time and Linden Lab must have agreed. In 2020, it sold Sansar to Wokey Projects and refocused on Second Life. While Second Life may not represent the full scope of the modern metaverse, it was arguably the closest thing at the time. In addition, the Tilia Pay system, one of Linden Lab's current projects, is designed to support economies in virtual worlds, indicating that Linden Lab is still interested in developments outside of Second Life. With decades of experience under its belt, Linden Lab's journey and where it is headed will be worth following. Words from developers. Many people find the recent obsession with the metaverse in the tech and gaming industries strangely familiar. The metaverse experiences that have been widely publicized resemble Second Life, the online virtual world created by Linden Lab in the early 2000s. Second Life has now been in operation for 19 years. Despite having fewer than 1 million monthly active users, it has remained profitable. The metaverse concept wants to be thought of as something other than a relic, as more and more attention and investment are being paid to it. The company has a lot of experience as well as few patents that could be useful in creating virtual spaces that people want to visit. Linden has reclaimed its mastermind. So, sort of. Philip Rosedale, the founder of Linden Lab, is returning to the company as an advisor more than a decade after leaving. Rosedale had been working on a new spatial audio startup called High Fidelity, which he co-founded with Irina Heiberger and Ryan Karpf in recent years. Its technology enables spatial audio in the groundbreaking audio community app Clubhouse. Rosedale will advise Linden on product development to shape Second Life's version of the future metaverse. Linden Lab chairman Brad Oberweiger, who purchased the company in 2020, will continue to steer the corporate ship. Rosedale expresses concern that the mistakes of Web 2.0, such as meta or surveillance-based Facebook advertising, will be carried over into the web's next paradigm. However, he claims that there are more profitable ways to make money in the metaverse. Second Life is an example of a working model, he says. It earns a lot of money per person, has a free tier, and earns money by charging people small fees on transactions, hosting fees, and land fees. It is possible to create a version of the metaverse that does not harm people but can actually help with the problems we are currently experiencing, divisiveness and misinformation, he says. Big tech giving away VR headsets and building a metaverse on their ad-driven behavior modification platforms isn't going to create a magical, single digital utopia for everyone. Virtual worlds don't need to be dystopias, Rosedale said in a statement on Thursday. High Fidelity, which is backed by GV, Blockchain Capital, Breyer Capital, and others, has purchased a stake in Linden Lab for an undisclosed sum and will contribute intellectual property. The company is also relocating some of its employees, including 7 engineers, to Linden. Why Second Life? A full economy is essential, but cryptocurrency is a challenging answer. Second Life, among other things, was one of the first virtual economies according to Rosedale. The Linden dollar can be used to create, sell, and buy goods and services with major categories including clothing, avatars, furniture, and housing. The average transaction is about $2, and users can convert Linden dollars to US dollars at a rate of about 250 Linden dollars to $1 according to Rosedale. Rosedale believes that cryptocurrency, as it currently exists, is an unsatisfactory solution for metaverse transactions for several reasons. First, real-world fees are associated with cryptocurrency, and the avatar value of a real asset in the metaverse is lower than in the real world, even though people make several small daily transactions. According to Rosedale, virtual worlds require the transfer of small sums of money without the risk of fraud between individuals whose physical location is unknown. Price stability is also critical. You can only have something that makes money for content creators if you have reasonable price stability. If they invested any real time or money in it, they need to withdraw the Robux or Linden dollars and pay their actual rent with them. At best, metaverses bring people together in a shared space. Users create avatars and can create homes in other spaces, interact with others, and explore different experiences and communities in Second Life. Second Life has several unique and important features according to Rosedale. The first is that users create everything in real time. The atomic elements of Second Life are literally something you reach out with your hand or mouse and click on and drag around, he explained. People can sit together and build a space collaboratively. Rosedale believes that this collaboration encourages good behavior in Second Life. It's all one big experience. Second Life's virtual world is one big world that you all share rather than a bunch of different highly tuned filter bubbles. So, what do you think of Second Life and its role in VR? Let us know in the comment section.